most clients don't want a recruiter. They want the solution that your services provide. So I think I would agree with you 100%.
Warning, the Renegade Recruiter is not for the soft, timid, or faint-hearted. If you need permission or seek approval from your mother, spouse, mates in the pub, or anyone else for that matter, this really isn't for you. If any of what you've heard puts you off in the slightest, I advise you not to listen any further. You've been warned. Prepare yourself for the no bullshit, zero fluff. Quick, dirty, and uncensored secrets for any serious recruitment, staffing, and search business owner who wants to earn more money with less work and fewer headaches, without having to kiss ass or bend over backwards to please anyone. He's a relentless and fearless renegade who will stop at nothing to reveal the harsh, unforgiving, and brutal truth about what it really takes to succeed in this business. He's a guy people love to hate and hate to love. It's your host, Terry Edwards. The Renegade Recruiter is unleashed.
Hello. This is Terry Edwards, Renegade Recruiter, and welcome to another episode of Renegade Recruiter Unleashed. And today my two guests are Gary Cook and Anthony Hearn, who are directors of Insite Public Practice Recruitment, based in the UK, and they've recently been appointed directors of a IT recruitment company that they're going to tell us about. We'll also about a bit later. Gents, thank you very much for joining us today.
Thanks, Terry. Hi, Terry.
Hiya. So look, before we get started, first of all, cheer up a bit. Secondly,
Come on, this morning.
Yeah. I'll start with you, Anthony, as you just last spoke. Just give us a brief overview of your business and what you do and who you serve.
Okay, great stuff. So, hello everyone. So we've got two businesses, as Terry mentioned. We've got a recruitment agency that specialises in accountancy practice, supplying accounting professionals to accountancy practices, and then we've got an IT agency supplying software development, Python development into SMEs and larger corporate companies.
Excellent. And you're both directors of both businesses. Is that correct?
Yes, correct. That's right.
Fantastic. So Gary, over to you. How long have I known you? 6-9 months now. Gary, tell us something about you that not many people know.
Okay. It was one of those things we had to rack our brains for this a little bit. But a little story. One thing I always use when asked this question is, when I was at university, I used to do a lot of club promoting, a lot of networking and bringing people to events. And one of the biggest events I actually put on was to invite Mini-Me to the event. Shared a few glasses of lemonade, as I can say. But no, an absolute gentleman. And probably one of the biggest events I've ever put on, bringing over sort of 8,000 people to the event.
Wow. Excellent. And again, excuse my ignorance, Gary, because I have no idea what you're talking about. Who or what is Mini-Me?
The Mini-Me is, I think his name's Vern Troyer from Austin Powers.
Oh, yes.
The little guy.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, he very recently passed away.
That's right. Yeah.
An absolute true gentleman. And it was a great evening.
Fantastic. Well done. Excellent. And what about you, Anthony?
Well, I've got a bit of a passion for exotic locations, and I've got a zest for speedy machinery, sort of cars and jet skis. So I do love to jet ski on holiday, but one thing a lot of people don't know is I can't actually swim.
So your love of fear outweighs any fear you may have of actually drowning. Your love of speed, rather.
That's basically it in a nutshell. That's right.
Good man. So look, you guys have been directors of this particular finance recruitment company for what, 4 years or so. Before you did that, where did you go? I'll start with you again, Gary. Where did you work previously?
So I had a very successful career in banking. One of the top high street banks. Then sort of fell into recruitment, as everyone does. Excuse the fire alarm.
It's okay. You haven't got to evacuate the building, have you, gents?
No, it's just a Monday test.
Okay.
Right on cue, actually. Should go off in a second. Voila. Yeah, and then fell into recruitment. Actually worked for one of the top sort of FTSE recruitment agencies in the UK, in the world. Did extremely well there. Specialised in finance and accountancy. And then moved over and set the business up with Anthony.
Excellent. What about you, Anthony? What's your background?
Well, when I started off my career, I started off in the sort of financial services IFA market, selling solutions into businesses, which went rather well. Had a lot of knowledge in mortgages and insurance in the insurance market. I then went on to commodity brokering in Canary Wharf for sort of 2 to 3 years, and then I went to work for the Andersons Group, who are one of the most established payroll solutions company, where we grew the business to sort of way over sort of 100 million, selling payroll solutions into recruitment agencies. So I've got a lot of inside knowledge into how agencies worked, and due to the fact that the payroll industry was very compliant driven, shall we say, I decided to go into recruitment, which was a fantastic move.
So from your,
for Gary and I.
yeah. So your point of view, Anthony, how many years have you been in the recruitment industry?
4 years.
4 years. And you, Gary?
Well, prior to this,
In total?
3 years.
So you worked for another recruitment company before, yeah?
Yes, correct. Yeah.
Yeah. How long do you work for them for?
3 years.
3 years plus now, so 7 years.
7 years.
Yeah, 7 years. Yeah. Excellent. So with that, between the two of you, you've got something like 11 years in the industry. What if you could change anything about the recruitment industry? If you could change one thing about the industry, what would that be?
I think from my perspective, I think the industry isn't viewed in a professional light at times.
Mm-hmm.
You've got a lot of companies that don't build strong relationships with their clients and tend to send CVs without prior consent from candidates. So I think that doesn't help the industry. As a business, we always we take pride and dedication into getting to know our candidates and our clients. So that's a lot of feedback we get from our clients, that the industry isn't as professional as what it could be.
So what would you do then to make it more professional?
That's a very good question, Terry. I mean, what I would personally do, I don't think there's anything you could do sort of with the industry per se. I think it's down to clients to select their providers more wisely. Use people they know and trust, and they're taking time out to build a relationship with them.
Yeah. Good point, Anthony. Yeah. What about you, Gary? What would you like to see change in the industry?
Very much along those lines, really. I'd like to see clients see us as more sort of solution providers as opposed to candidate providers. Yes, we can give you and find you a relevant candidate, but how that actually helps your business and provides that solution is maybe the perception of us as an agency.
Yeah, and I would agree with that 100%. That the solution provider, and I think as recruiters, we've got to take responsibility for that and position ourselves as solution providers. So a lot of recruiters, if you go to their website, one thing they do is they say, here are our terms, here are our prices. But the moment you do that, all you're doing is position yourself as a transactional a solution, so to speak. So it's all about the price. So here's our price. Our price is 20%. Our fees are 20%. If you can get it cheaper elsewhere, go and get it cheaper elsewhere. People actually, on their website, they will say, you won't find anybody cheaper than us and that kind of thing. And I think you're absolutely right. It is about positioning your firm as providing a solution to the client's problem rather than the recruiter. Because I think at the end of the day, most clients don't want a recruiter. They want the solution that your services provide. So I think I would agree with you 100%. 100%. So,
Agreed.
with that in mind, here's a question. I'm going to kind of put you on the spot. How would you? Yeah, what I suppose the advice is. What advice would you give to your guys in terms of so you can position yourself as a solution provider rather than just another recruiter?
I think the way that we do it at Insight is we always try to get our consultants to position themselves as if they're the client.
Mm-hmm. Very good.
And by putting themselves into the client mindset, I think that just enhances the service that can be offered.
Yeah, that's a really good point. Excellent, really good point. So it's showing real empathy with the client, and I think the important thing here is empathy rather than sympathy. So it's having that empathy with the client. Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah, great point there. Now we've been working together for 6, 9, 8 months or whatever. Before you joined us in the Accelerator program, what were some of the significant challenges that you were facing in your business?
So one of them was looking at the quality of our clients.
Yeah.
So I think when we started the business, we I suppose just went after every client and took on whatever business and actually provided excellent solutions for people at lower rates than probably what was out there.
Yeah.
And now these people are very much transactional. We want to look at the clients who are more relationship building and value our expertise.
Excellent. Yeah. Anything you'd like to add to that, Anthony?
I mean, I completely agree with what Gary said. I think now we're much more selective over the type of clients that we actually want to work with. And I think on the business development side as well, I think potentially as a business, before we engaged yourself, we were probably a little bit one-dimensional with our business development. And then you've opened up a vast array of different options in which we can go to market. And as you know, we've had some great success implementing your ideas and beliefs, and that's worked really well for us.
Excellent. So going back to what you said, Gary, about the quality of the candidates previously was one of your challenges. What was the implication of that for the business, where you were less selective in the type of clients that you worked with?
Well, I think a lot of the work we did was on contingent, so very much working for nothing. So I think when looking at some stats, it was well over sort of 90% of our work. We never actually got the return on the investment, and that mindset is very much just it's not building the relationships, which then in turn didn't allow us to grow as a business as quick as we wanted.
You're listening to the Renegade Recruiter Unleashed podcast. For show notes, additional resources, and podcast updates, head over to www.therenegaderecruiter.com.
Yeah. So most of the time when you worked as contingency, you were working and you were never going to get paid because you were competing against other recruiters on the same job order. So your chances of filling them weren't too good overall. Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Excellent. Okay, thanks for that. And going back to you, Gary, you said that one of the challenges you mentioned there was business development was very one-dimensional.
Yes.
Previously, what sort of thing were you doing to get business?
Well, we were doing the email specs, so taking our best candidates to the right clients, and obviously the business development via the phone. So putting your target list, making your 50 to 100 calls a day, and approaching things that way.
Yeah. So you were using what most recruiters use, the 2 or 3 methods for getting business.
Yeah.
And a lot of people don't know this, but there are in fact 150 different ways that a recruiter can generate leads. 150, and most recruiters don't know about them. And that's not a criticism. If you've never been shown how to do some of these things, you're not going to know. But there are, in fact, 150 different ways that a recruiter can generate leads without cold calling as well.
Yeah.
So you talked about some of the challenges you had and some of the implications of that. What would have been the implications if you did nothing about that and you simply used those two methods of getting business? I'll stay with you on this one, Anthony. Longer term, what would have been the implications for the business if you just stayed with those 2 or 3 methods for getting business?
I think the business would just purely stagnate, really. If you don't build strong foundations, then you can't grow, can you? And I think you definitely enable us to build these foundations now, because we've got 5 to 6 different ways to market. We've landed a very large client as well. So I think now we can, when we recruit for the future, it gives us a much clearer vision of the type of personnel that we need to bring in, and in what departments they need to be brought in. So I think that's been fantastic.
Excellent. And what about you, Gary? From your point of view, in terms of some of the challenge you had, what would you add to that?
Well, there is also that possibility of, yes, stagnating, but there is that possibility that if you keep doing the same thing and it doesn't improve, then the business will just fail.
Yeah, it's business failure as well. That's a good point. Yeah. And staying with you, Gary, when we first spoke, however long it was, 6-7 months ago, what were your initial reservations about working together with us?
Obviously, I didn't know who you were, so and therefore I didn't trust you. It was I think we listened to a podcast, and I think the biggest reservation for us both actually was that you didn't actually own a recruitment agency previously, and that so trying to understand some of your methods against what we do on top of our owning the business was a bit of a challenge and a reservation.
Okay, and that's interesting. That's something about my communication, because I must apologise. I've been in the industry for nearly 30 years, and I did own my own recruitment business, but clearly I didn't communicate that to you, so apologies for that.
Oh.
But yeah.
No, apologies from our side as well.
Yeah. No, I take responsibility. I didn't communicate that to you. So yeah, I've been at the coalface, so to speak. So I'm aware of some of the challenges that you've faced. You would have faced, and the sleepless nights you would have had at times, especially around cash flow and paying the tax man, that kind of thing. So yeah, absolutely. And what about you, Anthony? What were your reservations?
Yeah, very much in line with what Gary's just said, really. Obviously, we never heard of you. We didn't know who you were, and I think you need to take a leap of faith sometimes with someone you don't know, and I think that can be a challenge in itself.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think what you're both saying is interesting, that you both felt that you didn't know me, and your prospects have the same challenge. So your prospects won't engage you if they don't like you, know you, have a need, and trust you. So it's exactly the same. And what we share with our clients, with recruiters, is how to get clients to raise their hand and indicate they have a need, and then how you get them to know you, like you, and trust you, so that they want to work with you. Because I think what you've raised there in terms of the reservations is quite understandable. And I think anybody spending any money with anybody, they're gonna be the reservations. So we then started working together. What would you say, Gary, have been the key benefits or main benefits of us working together?
Well, one was more on a more structured business development side. So helping everyone within the business be very structured. Everyone's got a common goal. But also, I think we sold our first retainer in 2 weeks of engaging with you.
Wow.
And that was a big eye opener in terms of, if you don't ask the question, you don't get, but you've also just got to believe in it. And once you believe in it, then you can actually go and invest the time, because someone wants to work in partnership with you, understands your expertise.
Yeah.
That was big for us.
Yeah, first retainer in 2 weeks. And by the way, one of the reasons that we advocate that recruiters go for retainers is because the average, I mentioned before, the average contingency recruiter will not fill most of the jobs they're working on. So the average contingency recruiter will fill 20, maybe 30% of the job orders that they're working on. Well, even if it's 40% of the job orders they're working on, that does mean that 60% of the time they're working, they're never going to get paid. Now, as a business model, if I said to you, come and work for me, but I won't pay you, you do the work, but 60% of the time I won't pay you, I guess you tell me to get lost, and rightly so. But on contingency, what it means is, in contingency recruiters, they always get paid because they get paid up front. So what that means is from the recruiter's point of view, you work less and you earn more. You may only work on 2-3 jobs a month, but you earn substantially more than the recruiter that's working on 10 jobs, and if they're lucky, they're going to fill 2 of them. And also from the client's point of view, what it means is that it's more of a relationship, because working on contingency, you haven't actually sold anything. A client just said, yeah, if you find anybody, send me over their CVs or resumes. But when the client pays you up front, it's an indication that they trust you, they value what you're doing, and they have faith in what you're going to do. So you don't get the situation where you're calling clients after an interview or after you've sent through some details, waiting for the client to get back to you, because they're going to get back to you now because they've paid you up front. So it's one of them, and there are so many other benefits of working on the retainer. But yeah, you win the retainer in 2 weeks is excellent. And from your point of view, Anthony, any other benefits of us working together?
Yeah, I think Gary and I, we haven't had a lot of exposure on the marketing side, so I think we've learned a hell of a lot, really. And this is the stuff that we've learned. We can take forward into this business, into the IT business, and into other businesses moving forward. Things like your Dream 100, your 10 before 10, your LinkedIn strategy. That's just the tip of the iceberg. But I think it's what we've learned now, and what we'll continue to learn with you moving forwards.
Brilliant, excellent. Yeah, thanks for that. Thank you very much for that feedback as well. That's greatly appreciated.
You're welcome.
So in terms of we've worked together purely in percentage terms. I don't want to give me exact numbers. What sort of percentage increase in sales have you enjoyed with us working together?
Well, we've moved our fees from 15 to, we don't do anything less than 20% now.
Excellent.
Fees. Retained business is going really well. I think we've had well over sort of 25-30K's worth of additional revenue since working together. We're actually now on a PSL of one of the largest accountancy practices in the world, and really got in working with them and could see huge potential. And actually had a record Q1 from our first engagement, which is built through to Q2 as well.
Yeah, excellent. Some really interesting points there. And from you, Garrett, anything you'd like to add to that?
No, I think Gary's covered it there.
Yeah. Okay. And it's interesting that you talked there about increased fees. And often when we talk to clients for the first time, they will say things like, yeah, but my market's different, Terry, and my clients buy on price and price alone. And, one thing you're well aware of, what we do is we will challenge that thinking. It is just thinking. Whatever fees you're getting right now is purely a reflection of what you believe you're worth. See, there's some recruiters out there that do low fixed fees of, 1,000 or 2,000 or whatever the local currency is. But interestingly, they don't dominate the market. There's recruiters out there that only charge 10%, and there's recruiters out there that charge 38%. But whatever fees you're getting, it's just a reflection of what you think you're worth. Because there is some percentage where you go, I won't work at that level. But that's more about your self-worth than what the client will actually pay. Now, don't get me wrong. There are a percentage, it's only about 20% of the market, that buy on price alone. And one of the things that we share with you is in your marketing, you want to be repelling the price buyers and attracting clients who are looking, that you talked about earlier, for the solution and aren't looking purely on price. That's a really good point there. So we do work on that quite early on, because it's one of the easiest way to increase your sales and your revenue without any additional work is just by increasing your fees. And then working on retainers is another really quick and easy way to increase your revenue. So excellent. Thank you very much for sharing that. Look, Gary, Anthony, I really appreciate you taking time out to do this interview and share with me some of your successes to date. Is there anything else you'd like to add before we wrap this up?
I'd probably just to thank you, Terry. I think anyone who wants to is a bit indecisive about joining. As you mentioned, 150 ways of doing business development. We've certainly uncovered a few of those which have had an immediate impact, but there are lots that will have medium and long-term impact. So, yeah, I think you've just got to jump in, join Terry, and see how he can unlock a few other ways to increase the revenue and grow your business.
Excellent, Gary. Really appreciate that. Look, if you're an owner or director of a recruitment to search business, and you're the main decision maker, and if you're prepared to roll up your sleeves and do some work, if you're abnormally ambitious and you really want to grow your business, the reason that we only want to talk to abnormally ambitious recruitment and search firm owners is because everybody claims to be ambitious. Everybody. If you ask any recruitment and search firm owner, they all say, yes, I am ambitious. But only a few, the minority, are prepared to actually roll their sleeves up and do something. Then if you go to Terry Edwards, Terry Edwards, EDWARDS.com/apply, you can book a meeting with one of our teams. And in this meeting, we'll share with you some of the things that Gary and Nancy have done to increase their sales. We'll share with you how to get clients coming to you without you cold calling. We'll share with you how to get clients to actually book into your calendar. There's a technique you can use for getting clients to book into your calendar. Now, as I said, there's no cost for the meeting. There's no obligation. You simply book it. All you've got to be is ambitious. You've got to be the owner or director. So go to terryedwards.com/apply and say, we'll speak to one of our members of the team. Gary, Anthony, I really appreciate you sparing some time today and telling us a bit about your business. Very much appreciated. Thank you very, very much indeed.
You're very welcome. Thanks,
Thank you. This is Terry Edwards, Renegade Recruiter. Until next time, take care, take action, and be relentless.